if you're on this list, at least you're on this list. Period. Okay. So,
pause
folks,
it for
your
a
name's
second.
not on this.
Okay.
Movers and shakers, baby.
Let's be clear. This list was just chosen by people by doing some type of Google search at the time, and they're also members of the administration. He's going to say, like, even if you're net negative on this list, you're on the list. That's the important thing.
Exactly.
Patrick Bet-David and his Bizbro buddies on his podcast are having a bit of a meltdown over some of the numbers on Donald Trump's economy. Sam Seder and Emma Vigeland broke all of this down on the Majority Report. We're going to take a look at clips from Patrick Bet-David's show, as well as the Majority Report with Emma Vigeland and Sam Seder. I'm going to share my thoughts on this as well. It's always fun to see Patrick Bet-David being made fun of. Let's check this out together.
Here's PBD. Are they in Vegas? They must be in Vegas.
It looks like it, yeah. Or they're just celebrating Vegas with their background. This is about polling about Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
And speaking of those guys, it's pretty interesting to be celebrating Vegas at this time, because you just headlined how there's...
tourism to Vegas is down by about 15-20%. It is the Trump slump.
Is that important to their economy?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's pretty nice if you're doing a show, you can blame that on the ticket sales.
Exactly.
On the tourism.
Oh.
Trump slump. That's why I didn't sell out.
Yep. Trump slump. Otherwise, this place...
All my international fans.
Story comes out, and Adam, I'm coming to you first on this one. Elon Musk is officially the most unpopular public figure in America. Okay, if you want to go to it, Rap, on... do you have a video on that or no?
I do.
I think you have a video on that. Let me read the story, and then we'll go to the video. So Elon Musk, richest man in the world, a Gallup poll conducted between July 7th and July 21st found that Tesla CEO Elon Musk is the most unpopular public figure in America, with 61% of respondents holding an unfavorable opinion, 6% having no opinion, and only 33% reporting a positive view, marking a decline from his net favorability rating of -4% in January and -28% now. Damn, that's a plus minus of 24. Musk's unpopularity surpasses even Israel's Prime Minister Benton. Wow. He's ahead of Netanyahu? Where do you see that?
Right down here at the bottom.
And Marco Rubio is ahead of Trump?
Jeez.
How?
What the heck is
Then, as
that?
Pete Heck said, Newsom, J.D. Vance, Joe Biden, RFK, AOC, Macron, Bernie, Zelensky, Pope, Leo. Very interesting when you see a list like this. And then Prime Minister on the other, Democrats giving him a -86 net favorability to return to alignment with President Trump. His role as a special government employee.
Whoa.
Pause it for a second.
Why do you think his net
How
favorability-
quickly do you think they'll get to the fact that AOC and Bernie
Bernie
Sanders are the two most popular, in fact, the only popular politicians? Maybe I think RFK is up there, actually,
RFK
too.
is competing, yeah.
No,
got a
he's
high
-5.
unfavorable, right.
Well, I guess AOC is -4, but Bernie's the
woman and
only...
woman of color.
Bernie is the only popular one outside of Zelensky and the Pope.
Is she the only woman on this poll?
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to spend too much time on that. Go ahead.
Prime Minister on the other, Democrats giving him a...
And I'm sorry, this isn't sped up, by the way. I didn't make that mistake again.
Because it's like they got to the negatives, they're like, wow, and then they scroll up to show Bernie he's the most popular American politician on this poll.
Yeah.
And AOC is the second most popular, even though she has net negative. And that's when he starts fast talking, because that's a little inconvenient.
Why is Joe Biden even considered?
Very interesting when you see a list like this. And then Prime Minister on the other, Democrats giving him a -86 net favorability to return to alignment with President Trump. His role as a special government employee heading DOGE. So, Adam, why do you think his net favorability is worse than Bibi, than Rubio, than Trump?
Well, be careful when you get into politics. Elon Musk, a few short years ago, he went from being Iron Man to basically being internet troll to politically disobedient.
So I'm going to skip a little bit ahead here, because you hear Adam saying like he shouldn't have gotten into politics, and
I hated him 10 years ago.
They say like no good deed goes unpunished.
We're not a fan.
Or something like that. So let's just get a little bit to Tom and Vinny before PBD.
Oh, yeah, let's go to the policy guys.
Yeah, we need to get the wonks.
Before Sam Seder gets into the other Patrick Bet-David buddies, I suspect if they answered the question about why Bernie Sanders and AOC are popular, Patrick Bet-David would say, well, because they just want to give people free stuff. It's easy to be popular if you're giving people free stuff. But if you have to make the hard decisions that Donald Trump has to make, some people aren't going to like that. But that's what you have to do to fix the country from all the problems that were brought about by Joe Biden and the left and blah, 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 blah.
That disapprove versus approve, you're being negative with the Dems. And then when you go up against Trump, what happened with 1/3 to 1/2 of the Republican voters? They went negative.
Exactly.
And so guess what? 2 negative and then 1 negative is 3 negative, and congratulations.
Oh, he is
you have
a
minus
wonk.
28. The numbers are very simple. He went up against the hero of most of the Republican parties who wanted him in the White House, who wanted the
Can you
change.
just pause it? Don't take it off the screen. But I think all this numbers talk has Vinny a little bit confused or anxious.
He's also anxious about him and Tom being zoomed in on so close because he does not look comfortable until they zoom out again.
Okay.
Most of the Republican parties who wanted him in the White House, who wanted the change. This is what I voted for, including this man. That's what I was saying in April. I didn't give a very good grade based on execution, but I said, this is what I voted for. Closed border is what I voted for. Driving international trade and being not America only, but America first. That's what I voted for. Was it messy? Yes. And guess what? Elon went up against some of that.
Yeah.
So now the numbers show that he's highly negative.
Yeah. So to me, I think there's a complete different side of it as well when you're going through this. By the way, just so you know, if you're on this list, at least you're on this list. Period. Okay. So
Pause
folks,
it for
your
a
name's not on
second.
this.
Okay.
Movers and shakers, baby.
Let's be clear. This list was just chosen by people by doing some type of Google search at the time, and they're also members of the administration. He's going to say, like, even if you're net negative on this list, you're on the list. That's the important thing.
Exactly.
Better
right.
be hated
They're
and have.
talking about you.
Yeah.
If you're not on this list, you better lock in.
This is like the Dershowitz principle, which is it's okay if they're calling you a pedophile as long as they're calling you a pedophile.
Right.
All publicity is good publicity.
It's better. God forbid they'd be calling some other lawyer a pedophile. It's important that it's you.
No press is
When you're
bad
going
press.
through this. By the way, just so you know, if you're on this list, at least you're on this list. Period. Okay. So, folks, your name's not on this list for a reason. Most people's names are not on this list for a reason. This list also says influence. If you're on this list, loved or hated, favorable or unfavorable, the one score that they're not putting, it's also saying that these are some of the most influential people in the world. That's also what this says. This is influence. That comes with it. You're going to fumble, you're going to screw up, you're going to go through your mistakes. At times, you can also go through a certain thing. Remember, lost, Elon found, got a cause, he committed, lifestyle, graduate lifestyle. Then it's
Too much.
no, it's me.
Hockey and
I'm just saying we all, so then maybe you think you're bigger than Trump and you're not. And the market said, look, you're
Unless
very
the 9
important.
names above him.
Very. Maybe he doesn't win without you. I would say that. He played a very important role. It definitely doesn't happen if he doesn't buy X. Because if he doesn't buy X and doesn't bring back Alex Jones, the Tates, the bunch of other people who are loud, who are finally back on X, they got their voice back, and it's still being ran by the old guy, not Dorsey, the other Indian guy. I don't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about. And there's still Twitter files going on. And then Facebook's forced to open up Trump. Instagram opens up Trump. YouTube no longer flags a lot of the stuff that we're saying. That doesn't happen without Elon.
I agree.
Very, very. And the day Elon was buying Twitter, I called every single bank to try to give $10 million to go in because I'm in on this guy being a great operator. And I don't even remember, you guys, I talked about it on the podcast, October of 2022. I'm calling everybody, if you know, I want to give you $10 million. And the only person that was doing it was Kathy.
He would have lost that $10 million. But that's not what it's about. Yeah, where is he on the let's check the PBD emotion graph. He's somewhere around craving and tragic.
No, I think he's being merciful in turn, like,
Spinning confusion anywhere on there?
Yeah. I mean, he's being forgiving and merciful. I feel like he's more on the power side of the scale.
Reverence.
Reverence.
What was the girl's name?
Kathy Wood from ARC.
Kathy Wood from ARC. The way you were buying it was very weird, and I didn't want to get involved in that. So I'm a supporter and a believer in what he's doing as an operator, but at the same time, one man took bullets and almost died. And one man at the age of 79 years old campaigned nonsense.
Who is also very unpopular. That's the other thing from that poll that they're just glossing over, like it's just Elon at the bottom of it. Trump is really unpopular too.
Matt Leck is right here with what he's saying, that Trump is unpopular, but Patrick Bet-David doesn't see it that way. Donald Trump is this guy who sacrificed for the country, and he's making the hard decisions, and that's going to make people mad when you've got to make all these tough decisions to try to improve the country. That's what Patrick Bet-David's spin on all of this is going to be. Bernie and AOC, they just want to give everybody free stuff. They want to be Santa Claus. Donald Trump is a true patriot who is fixing America from the ground up. That's what Patrick Bet-David thinks and means. But we all know Patrick Bet-David is an idiot. And in terms of Elon Musk, what happened with Elon, we saw in real time the fallacy of tech guys that they are a genius in all areas. So Elon Musk had a couple of successful companies in Tesla and SpaceX. So, of course, he's a genius, and it's going to translate into politics as well. But we saw that Elon Musk is just a troll and doesn't understand politics and doesn't understand the government, and now he's a deeply unpopular figure. And Patrick Bet-David isn't smart enough to realize that, because he just sees, oh, another biz bro, that guy's a genius because he's a multi-billionaire. So that means that he's a genius in all aspects. And that might not be popular because people aren't going to understand his genius. That's Patrick Bet-David's middle school level thinking.
Yes.
But the point is, they expended their popularity in service of making the country significantly worse.
Yeah, exactly.
And enriching themselves. Donald Trump is now a massive crypto billionaire. And
Operator.
And Elon Musk seems to have weathered the financial storm by recontributing money to the Republicans and to Trump. And we'll see where that goes from there. But they're just in pursuit for wealth for themselves.
I don't know if we need to do any more of that laws of power stuff.
And Sam Seder's exactly right with this. We all know this is just a giant grift. Donald Trump's administration. Elon is a giant grifter. And for Patrick Bet-David, it's game recognizes game. He's a grifter, and he thinks, man, wouldn't it be great if I could grift at that level? Billions of dollars instead of just making millions of dollars. I could make tens or hundreds of billions of dollars grifting people. Let me know what you think about all of this. Do you agree with Sam Seder and Emma Vigeland, their assessment of Patrick Bet-David, or do you actually think that Patrick Bet-David knows what he's talking about? I don't. I think the guy's a moron, but let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to give me a like and subscribe. I'm Chris on Culture, and I will see you in the next video.